Welcome,
Welcome.
Housewives of True Crime, Monday edition.
Monday edition. This is airing the day before my kids go back to school.
Ditto. Actually,
And
some go tomorrow, and then some go next week. So I still have a little
I
bit
am
of
so
time.
excited. It has been a swell summer.
Mm-hmm.
Sun's out, buns out, super
Truth.
sweet. But I'll tell you what I'm sick of. Things like yesterday, my daughter microwaved a bottle of ketchup. They're just a little too bored. It's a little too messy. I don't know what would possess her to do something like that. I need some time away from them.
Yeah.
So,
My daughter put
yeah.
a metal dish in the microwave, and I caught it before she turned on the microwave, and I was like, "Girl,
Oh, that
you
scares me so much because she's older and smarter than my
she's
kids.
old, like she's too old to be doing that." Like, you do you know
Yeah.
better than that? Like, you are going to blow up the microwave. And it was that one at the rental house that we rented in Palm Springs. And I was like,
Oh, God, even worse.
yeah, we're gonna have to pay for that. So
Yeah.
thankfully she did not push go on that. But yeah. So it'll be nice for
Yeah.
them to get back to school, get back into a routine. We can, like we were just talking about right before we pushed record, that we are going to get ourselves into a routine, like at the gym routine, which we have not been able to do this summer. So, and then Gretchen said,
Mhm.
we say that every summer.
I want to say, I don't want to brag, but I want to say I didn't work out at the gym once this summer.
You didn't, I did, but not very many times.
I went to the pool maybe once,
I
but
think you did.
definitely no more than once. Yeah.
Well, I'm getting my
He was,
butt
he was
back
very good
to the
about that.
early mornings. I am going to wake up, and I'm going to get back to going uh, before the kids wake up.
Okay,
Hold
you
me
heard it
to
here
it.
first.
Okay.
Let's see if
Yeah.
she sticks
Hold
to
me
it.
to it.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed doing it. It's just that I've been sleeping in. My kids have been sleeping in. So we have
Oh,
to
that's going to be a tough thing to change around here.
fully turn it around. What you guys don't know is that Gretchen and I, by the time this airs, will have seen each other in
Oh,
person.
so true. Yeah,
Live.
we're keeping a big secret.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
our friends are having another girls' weekend, or kind of girls'
Uh-huh.
night. And I am flying in, leaving tomorrow. Actually, I have a couple things that we have to do. So leaving tomorrow, and then seeing Gretchen for another surprise. Should we tell them, or should we see how it goes first?
No, let you tell them. The
Okay.
price is right, bitch.
Gretchen and I are going to get on. Well, we're hoping to get on The Price is Right. Gretchen's making shirts. We are it's been how many years since the last time we stood our asses in line there?
At least 10, because you can't go back for 10 years. Tab keeps track of this shit.
I know, I do. I think
Yeah.
it's been closer to like 14.
Yeah.
It's been since 2009. I was pregnant with Kyla the first time. And so it's been 14 years, and Gretchen and I are going back. And then we're going to surprise the girls, and we're going to have a little staycation in the OC, but not a
Yes, they're
staycation for
thinking they're
me.
just going to come and spend the night at my house.
They don't even know
And
we're going to the hotel.
we don't know that they don't know we're going to a hotel.
Oh, that's
And
so fun.
and they don't know anything we're doing. And I also bought us tickets to see a Journey cover band,
That's so fun.
which it might suck, but the tickets were only
Oh,
$20.
I'm so
So it
glad
might
you
be
told
so
me that,
fun.
because I have a Journey shirt from the real
You
Journey show. I'm going to wear
definitely,
it.
yes,
Bringing it.
yes, you need to wear it. They're
Okay.
thinking this is just going to be not a big thing. And we are going to jam pack the fun
Yeah.
parade.
Okay.
Not too
So,
much though, because Tab has a really early flight the next morning, and I have a birthday party to go to for someone my husband works with.
yes.
So we're gonna jam pack it with a lot of water in between and take aspirin in the morning.
Okay. Good.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. We'll tell you on next week's Patreon how it all went, really, since it's coming up. But so if you have not subscribed on our Apple bonus, do so now, or hit up patreon.com/housewives of true crime if you want to hear all about it. You also have a crime coming up eventually on that this month. Don't you? You do.
Yes. Yes, I
Do you know
do.
what it is yet?
I am wavering between two, so I would prefer not to say.
Okay, well, it's going to be a good one. So if you want an extra crime, go to patreon.com/Housewives of True Crime.
Okay. Tab, today's case is a listener suggestion, sort of, not really. I stumbled upon it. well, well, I was looking into the suggestion and then I got invested in, this case because they were like kind of similar. And
Mhm.
then I realized this wasn't the one that was suggested.
Oh,
So
are we
so here
giving a
we are.
shout out or we're not giving a shout
No,
out?
because I might still do that one.
Okay.
Okay. But anyways, I just want to say we do love those suggestions. So, keep them coming.
Next
Okay.
week is a
Even
listener
if it's not
suggestion also.
directly. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Kevin and Morgan Mengel met when they were just two young, crazy kids, barely 20, and settled in West Goshen, which is a suburb of Philly, which I'm not going to make the
Okay.
cream cheese joke. I usually do. Okay. That is where Kevin is from. When Kevin brought Morgan home to his family, they thought she was the whole package, smart, outgoing, beautiful. So they just liked her,
Yeah.
what's not to like? Well, sometimes you can like someone and maybe just not like them for someone else. And they began to see some red flags with Morgan. She was one of those that had truth issues, as in she
Hmm.
didn't like to tell it, the
Yes,
type.
I know the type, and that's a huge red flag for me.
Yeah. At first, it wasn't a huge deal because she would just like she would not tell the truth about things that, were inconsequential. Right. But it was just really strange that she would lie about things that she had no reason to lie about.
Mhm.
We've known some of those. It's annoying. But it really escalated when Morgan refused to admit that she was with child, pregnant, knocked
Ooh.
up. Girlfriend was 9 months pregnant and told Kevin her birth control made her bloated. Kevin's sister was
Dude,
not having it.
when I was 9 months pregnant, even with my first, I mean, I looked like I was having twins. So I
Right.
don't know how you
Right.
hide that shit.
Well, she wore a lot of, girdles, etc. Okay. Kevin's sister,
You have
though,
sex
just
with
like you
him
or me. Yeah, I guess so.
backwards or something, or what? Like, I don't get it.
Maybe,
Okay.
maybe. It seems like that would be working for you in that situation. My stomach also looked like I had aliens. I mean, one time I did have twins in there, but like moving around, remember, like right at the end where it's like every
Yes.
time they move an arm or something, it's like, how do you hide that?
I don't
Like,
know.
ooh,
And
that
that's
burrito's really making its way through my belly. I mean, it's like, yeah,
um
women
that
know.
that is the best feeling though. I actually loved when the kids were moving and I could see my feet, my like belly move and feel it. Like I loved it.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Mhm.
Okay, so Kevin's sister is like, what gives?
Not
Okay, she's
buying
not
what
having
she's
it.
selling.
As
Yeah.
I imagine, that any of us had that we've all been on birth control, probably, right? And we are familiar with the level of bloatation that it causes. And also, we've been pregnant before and we can spot the difference. Okay.
Mhm.
And even if you never have experienced either, you have eyeballs. And so you can probably tell.
Right.
So anyhow, the sister-in-law had a confrontation that ended with Morgan sticking to her bloatation bullshit and giving birth to a healthy 8-pound baby girl the very next day. Can
Okay.
you imagine? Okay.
No.
According to No, right? I mean, what do you do? She's sticking to the story. According to the sister, even at the hospital, she stuck to the story that she didn't know why her doctor hadn't told her she was pregnant. He said it was just bloat. Girlfriend is not backing down. Okay.
Mhm.
Well, Kevin is in a pickle, right? Because clearly Morgan is wacky, but she just gave birth to his first child and he loved her wacky ass. So he went ahead and married her and they had 2 more kids after that.
Oh wow.
Yep. I just pointed out, I let someone go in front of me while we were waiting in line to order at this place on the highway on my drive home.
Mm-hmm.
It was called the Burger Barn. It was so effing amazing. It's in Bridgeport, California. And I let a pregnant chick go in front of me because she was pregnant.
Yeah, that was
And
nice.
normally I was like, no, you can go. You're pregnant. Like I had a big order, but normally, and then I like caught myself. I was like, God, I hope. I mean, she had like the basketball belly, but you never like say someone's pregnant. You don't want to assume.
Yeah.
She didn't seem offended though, but I thought
Okay,
like,
so
ooh,
I I have
she
done
was.
that before and then it's like they're not really pregnant and then you're like, oh shit.
Oh, you gotta be careful about
Probably
that.
just have that problem where they were pregnant and then your belly just never goes back down that dice. What is it called?
That happens.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay. So Kevin and Morgan are married. They start a landscaping business and named it after the initials of their 3 kids' names. Okay. So they're like happy little family. Okay. So more than a decade goes by. Kevin and Morgan are now adulting, raising the children, being business owners, just living the dream. Well, not so much. They broke up on the regular. Morgan would pack up the kids and leave Kevin in a very dramatic fashion. Kevin, for his part, is a child of divorce and was real intent on making it work because he didn't want his kids to ever experience divorce like what he had gone through.
mm-hmm.
Knowing that Kevin, was in it to win it regarding the marriage was something Morgan, you might say, took advantage of. Okay. She knows he's not going to leave. She starts boning his friends.
Oh
yeah. This wrecked him, but he still didn't leave her.
no. Come
So,
on.
I know. So basically with these two, it was just always something. And for Kevin's family, nothing really surprised them anymore when it came to the drama between them after dealing with it for over a decade. But they were very surprised that it got in the way of Kevin making an appearance when he didn't show up for the Father's Day get together at his dad's house that they had all been looking forward to.
Mm-hmm. Red flag.
They're all expecting him, and they just received a text from Morgan that said, "Sorry, due to unforeseen circumstances, we won't be able to attend today. Love you. Happy Father's Day." Seems a little unusual.
It does.
Be
And
like, oh, sorry.
What are the unforeseen circumstances, Morgan, with my family?
I don't know. Like, it sounds like they're like your flight is delayed. It's Chicago au pair or something,
Yeah.
but whatever. Right. Yeah. Okay. Unforeseen circumstances. Okay. Well, everyone at the Father's Day gathering was real disappointed, especially because this was going to be the first Father's Day in 7 years the whole family spent together. So they start talking shit, basically. Like, what's up with Kevin and Morgan this time?
Mm-hmm.
It's always something. And they realized that none of them had actually talked to Kevin in a few days. And that was pretty unusual, especially for Kevin's mama. Those two talked almost daily. So they began to worry. Now, their initial thoughts were that something crazy happened between Kevin and Morgan, and it hit Kevin so hard this time, he must have really gone off the deep end. So Kevin's mama called the police and filed a missing persons report.
Oh.
His dad and siblings thought this was extra, but
like they didn't even want to
went
go to
along
their
with it.
house and like say, "Hey, Kevin, are you there?"
Yeah, I think they tried.
Oh, they did. Okay.
Yeah. So they thought he just took off,
Okay.
So they're scared.
Got it. Yeah.
Okay. So police take the report and visit establishments that Kevin frequented. Okay. And
Mhm.
an employee at a check cashing place that was familiar with Kevin told them that they had just seen him, and they went to Kevin's house. After that, Morgan invited police in and tells them, oh my gosh, his mama is extra. Okay. Kevin's not missing. Look at my phone. I just got this text from him the other day. The text read, "I hate to do this to you and the kids. I don't want this life anymore. You can deal with the business however you want." Okay, so the police took a look at that and came to the conclusion, sounds like the guy just pieced out,
Mhm.
not much we can do. When Kevin's family followed up with them and they learned about the text message he sent Morgan, that's when they went, okay, something is really wrong. It would be impossible for Kevin to walk out on his kids. They just couldn't wrap their heads around that. With all the makeups and breakups between him and Morgan, it was never him who bolted. It was always her.
Oh, right.
So they knew he must be in a bad way, for him to take off. So they really began to like blow him up, the nonstop calls, text
Yeah.
messages, everybody is concerned. And Kevin responded, I'm okay. I just need some time alone,
Okay.
you know?
Yeah.
So not actually hearing his voice made them nervous.
Huh?
And they went back to the police, who were still like, from everything we've heard about Kevin's volatile relationship with Morgan, you guys need to just back off. We kind of don't blame the guy for needing to take a breather. And
Yes.
he is in communication via text. So, meh, right?
Right.
Okay. Kevin's sister pleads with Kevin through text, just tell me the name of the street we grew up on and I will leave you alone. And all she got back was crickets. So they decided to start their own investigation and
Good.
start surveilling Morgan.
Yeah.
Well, Tab, turns out Morgan had a new companion to help her in her time of need with her husband, MIA.
Was
His
it the
name,
husband's friend?
it was the husband's employee.
Oh.
His name was Steve Chappelle. He was 21 years old.
Mm.
He looks like a real young 21. Okay. He's
I can imagine.
a kid,
Yeah.
okay. He's an employee at the landscaping business. At first glance, it didn't occur to them that Morgan might be banging him, even though, she had a history of extramarital banging. Because Steve, he's not just like 21. He is like 21 with a baby face. Okay. Real young looking.
Hmm.
They knew him, and they knew he's just like this shy, polite, very young acting kid, that Kevin liked. He actually had done some, landscaping at their houses recently. Morgan was 34 in 2010 at the time. And so, they didn't see it.
Yeah.
Plus
21, 34 with 3 kids.
and Morgan is attractive. Okay.
Okay.
Well, they opened their mind to a possible shady romantic relationship between the two when they spied them holding hands at Morgan's apartment complex pool. And they watched Steve drive Morgan's truck to take the kids to go get ice cream.
Mm.
They did not keep quiet about their dismay. Like, what the fuck, Morgan? This is not cool. And
Yeah. And what the F, Steve?
right.
Where's Kevin?
Well, Morgan says she's absolutely not having an affair with Steve, that the kids thought of him as an uncle, and Kevin wants him around to help her. So mind your F and B, people, okay? But they did not believe any of that.
Yeah,
So
I
they
wouldn't
went
either.
back to the police and informed them all about, Morgan and her young boo Steve's behavior. And the police finally began to participate in the search for Kevin. So they say, okay, we'll go have a chat with Steve. So they did. And it went like this. Do you have, you have any thoughts on your boss man, Kevin, disappearing, Steve? And anything we should know about you hanging out with Morgan a little extra since Kevin bounced? Like, is that a new thing for you two? Or have you been to Pound Town before Kevin was missing in action? And by the way, buddy, just so you know, it is not illegal to have an affair with your boss's wife, but it is illegal to lie to a police officer.
That's a good one.
So to that line of questioning, well, yeah, a young 21-year-old is going to buy that shit.
Yeah, I know.
Listen, 31-year-old is going to say, I'd like to see a lawyer.
Maybe
go fuck
a
yourself. Okay.
41-year-old.
Right?
But yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, nope, not Steve. He said, yes, we've been visiting Pound Town for a while now. The first time was at a job site in the cab of her truck. How
Classy.
romantic. Okay. Classy, right? They asked him if he knew if something happened to Kevin, and he started to cry
Yeah, I
and
thought that
said
was
he didn't
coming.
want to answer any more questions. And so that is sus, right?
Uh-huh.
Plus, now they know Morgan is a liar because they they know she's been saying that Steve is just Uncle Steve,
Right.
her very helpful friend. And it's all just becoming clear that Kevin's family might not be extra. They might be onto something because it is sketched that no one can hear Kevin's voice. And also, they have brought it to their attention that the texts that they have received from Kevin don't read like typical texts from him. They are all complete sentences and proper grammar. And that's just not how Kevin rolled with the texting.
Yeah.
So it
It's more
seems
like for
like,
unforeseen circumstances texts.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. Kevin was the kind of guy who wrote, a U instead of YOU, you
Mhm.
know?
Like the kids these days. Kyla can't, she doesn't like that I text in full words.
Oh, she doesn't.
Mm-mm.
Okay, you're
I
so
should
not
be I
cool.
should be using the like
Mm-mm.
IK, YK, 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 whatever.
I can't keep all those abbreviations.
I can't
I
either.
can't keep them.
I'm always Googling
I
them.
I
What does
always
this
get
mean?
confused when I get an LMK, which I guess is let me know. But
Yes,
every time someone sends me that, I'm like, what is that again?
I know.
I don't know. I know. I
Um,
wonder if Kyla's gonna think that we're big dorks for going on The Price is Right.
she no, I think she thinks it's gonna be great at this point. She's still not that too cool for school. She is too cool
Oh,
for
okay.
school mostly.
Oh
She'll
yeah, too
probably
bad she
think
can't go
our
with us.
shirts are lame, but
Are
it's
stupid.
okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
she'll think
yeah.
that.
They're gonna be so gold and blingy. It's gonna be
Yeah, she'll think
we've got to get their attention.
she'll be like, "Mom, that's so lame." Be like, "It's okay.
Oh my God.
Talk to me when you're,
Yeah, tell her. I'll make her one too.
29.
Yeah.
Go on it the first time."
Uh-huh. At concerts in the park. No, 40 at concerts in the park with your white wine spritzer, not giving it.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, so
Yeah, because that's how you
real
roll.
quick, we were talking about this on Patreon. So if you haven't heard last week, you were talking about a white wine spritzer. Do you just put white wine and like Perrier together and make it?
Topo Chico.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I've been
Yes,
doing
because I
that too
wanted like a
lately and
big
it's like
thing to
awesome.
I just wanted a big thing to drink all day. And I
Yeah.
have this new thermos that is like not a Yeti that actually keeps it cold. And
Yeah.
put the ice in there and then I'm good for the whole, 3 or 4 hours I'm at the concert,
Right.
right?
Okay.
It's
I've been
like
doing that
3 glasses
also
of
this
wine
summer
in a thing.
with
It's so
the,
refreshing.
yeah, it is really refreshing.
Yeah, it tastes just goes down like water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Well, okay, so the investigation is underway. There's some red flags popping up, right? And it seems like Morgan clued into that, the investigation is actually happening and she's kind of the focus of it. And we know this because she asked Kevin's mom to watch her grandchildren for a couple of days. Before that, she'd been kind of evasive with them about, seeing the kids.
Hmm.
Well, of course, grandma agreed, right?
100%. I want to get some information out of these children.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So all eyes are on her, Morgan, now,
Mhm.
because obviously ditching your kids is the first step in running from the law, right? It still wasn't the police that were staking her out, though. It was her brother-in-law, you know?
Yeah.
He watched her and Steve pack up her truck and hit the road.
Like
And so
pack it
he,
up with all of her shit.
Mhm.
She's just going to leave her kids.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's
Okay.
what it seems like.
Yeah.
Police are, I get police's situation is like, well, she dropped off the kids at grandma's for a couple days. Like, wait, that's not enough for us to launch a full stake out,
It's
right?
like so annoying to me because it's like
But the
every
family knows.
second that goes by is evidence that could be lost, right? Like there could be blood in the house.
Right.
There could be,
Right.
whatever there is, however she got rid of him, because we know she did at this point.
Right.
Yeah.
Spoiler.
Well,
Yes.
I mean, I'm just,
Okay. No, it's
I
true.
can just read between the lines.
But I do like how active this family is, and they're like, "Oh,
Yeah.
they're not gonna stake her out.
Yeah.
We're not gonna, we're gonna get to the bottom of this, okay?" So, I mean, and they don't wanna think the worst, but they wanna know what in the hell is going on?
Right.
Okay, so the brother-in-law is staking her out and sees her pack up a bunch of stuff in the truck, and then they take off, and it's early in the morning, and so he gets in his car and he follows them. Well, they just went as far as the landscaping business, like, they were just making another quick stop, okay?
Okay.
Probably to grab
Some more stuff.
working the case, and he happened to be at the landscaping business because he was hoping police were still kind of thinking that, like, maybe there was not much to this. He was hoping to find Kevin maybe sleeping
Hiding out
there.
there or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever, okay? So he's there, and Morgan and Steve roll up in Morgan's truck. Morgan gets out of the truck and walks right past the detective like, "I'm too cool to
Yeah.
talk to you." Okay?
Uh-huh.
You know, I mean, like, she thought she could just go and grab whatever shit she planned on getting from the landscaping place and
Right.
go, and, like, there was nothing
Go on
police
her
can do
way.
about it. Yeah. Well,
Well, she
that's not a
feels
real
like
smart
that
attitude. Listen,
because
they will find a way to do something about it.
and she's not feeling very concerned. Like they're probably like, dude, you are not acting like a concerned woman at all.
Well, no. I mean, I feel like she thought that she did not have to give them the time of day, that she didn't owe them anything, which, I mean, I don't know, may or may not be true. But if you don't want to be the focus of the investigation, you don't have have anything to hide, you need to say, "Hi, officer, can I help you?" And
Right.
not walk by him
Right.
like you're a total bitch. Okay.
Right.
Right. I mean, that's not looking good because then maybe if they weren't planning on holding you, they were just planning on talking to you. They're going to be like, maybe I need to find a reason to hold you here for a while,
Yes.
do some more investigating.
And did they?
You got to know who's in control. It's like when you're on a flight, you better be on your best behavior because those flight attendants can kick your ass off at any time.
True.
Right.
Yes.
They have all the power. Okay. Morgan did not get that. So, anyways, Morgan, gets out of the truck, walks right past the detective, and he's like, "Hey, how's your morning? You taking a little getaway? Because it looks like you got a lot of shit in your truck." But before she could even answer, Steve, who was still in the truck, took off. He just left her ass there. Yeah. And I don't think
Oh.
that was the plan. And she did not appreciate that he deviated from whatever the plan was very much, I imagine, because she was visibly pissed and she sold him out about a second later when the detective turned to her and said, looks like Steve just left. What's going on?" She said, "Oh my God, I think he did do something to Kevin." So shit's getting real now. They put out a bolo on Steve, be on the lookout, and brought
Mhm.
Morgan in for some more questioning. It starts with, "Tell us some more about what's going on with you and Sancho Steve, because from what we can tell, you moved his ass into your house, and we are thinking that's because Kevin's not coming home."
Mhm.
To which they are like, "Really, girl? You think Kevin might come home and be cool with Sancho Steve living there?" And she is so caught off guard. She responds, "Well, I didn't think of that."
You
Yeah.
didn't think of it because he's not coming home.
Yeah. 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 So she says, "I just know that Steve wanted to be with me and he said he would do anything to be with me." And after undergoing interrogation for, a while,
Hours.
she blurts out, "Steve hit Kevin in the back of the head with a shovel." Okay. So now shit is finally snapping into focus for the detectives in the
Mhm.
interrogation. And while all this is going down, Steve, he took off in the truck. He's still on the loose
Oh,
and they
Steve
know they need
actually
to
didn't
get
take off
him.
on foot. He drove the truck away from her.
He drove the truck away. He's gone. Okay.
Like he actually left her ass there, not just like,
Yeah, he left.
oh,
That's why she's like, "I think he did it."
okay.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Okay. So, they tried to track him by getting, like, a GPS on his cell phone, but
Yeah.
it's turned off, which I am actually impressed that he was smart enough to turn off his phone.
Yeah, me too. Maybe it
But
just ran out of batteries.
maybe. But he wasn't smart enough to do the same thing with Morgan's, and
Oh, her
Morgan
phone
wasn't
was in
thinking
the
he was
car.
gonna leave her ass. Yes, 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 it was still in the car.
Okay.
So when police hit up Morgan's cell phone carrier, they sent over, records which included all of her text messages,
Hmm.
including the deleted ones.
Oh,
So let me tell you now, her and Steve at this point are cooked because the texts read like a play by play of how they conspired to kill Kevin.
what idiots.
First of all, yes, it is. It starts off with it's like nauseating. The classic case of the older woman seducing a young man into doing her dirty work. My read
Hmm.
on it is like Steve had never been laid. And Morgan knew if she started doing him, he would be easily manipulated. And he was. She had him convinced with Kevin out of the way, you can keep doing me and have the landscaping business, you know,
Oh my God.
which sounds pretty amazing to a 21-year-old, right? Parents, we have got to be warning our children about these types because sounds like everything to a 21-year-old
Oh,
old. But, at 21, you have your whole life. Don't risk it for this bitch who will drop you like a hot potato the second she's done using you,
yeah.
Get an age appropriate girlfriend and grow, your success. Come up together. Develop mutual respect.
Oh my God.
That's my
Okay.
advice.
Yeah,
Only chance
thanks.
you got. Okay. Okay, so back to the text plan to off Kevin and ride off into the sunset. The original plan was apparently to give him a fatal dose of liquid nicotine. I was not familiar with this method of poisoning. According to the interweb, as little as 1 teaspoon can kill a child.
Oh,
Steve, yeah. So it's a thing. Steve and Morgan apparently also used the interweb and gained the same knowledge. And after learning as much, Steve cooked it up on the stove at his mama's house and then delivered it to Morgan, who put it in a Snapple bottle that she knew Kevin would drink at work. So Steve is at work with Kevin on, D-Day, and Morgan and him are texting back and forth things like, is he drinking it yet? And Steve is like, sort of. And then after 2 hours, they grew tired of waiting for him to collapse, although it did make him feel really sick.
sick.
Yeah. And so Steve decided to grab a shovel and hit Kevin in the back of the head when he is like in this sick, weakened state.
Uh,
So he texts Morgan, it's done. Get here. She says, seriously? He says, dead serious. She says, pulse? Question mark.
oh my
He says,
God.
get here now. I mean, it is all so senseless, but also you're really putting it in
Heartless.
writing, people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're really putting it in
Heartless,
writing. And
senseless,
heartless.
and stupid. All of it, all of those
Pulse.
things. Yes. Pulse? Girl, come on, right?
Oh man.
Okay, and mind you, police are sitting and reading it play by play. I mean, they're like mind blown. No one puts it out there this clearly because they texted about everything, like the amount of text they sent back and forth to each other was like hundreds a day,
Hmm.
you know? So it
Yeah.
was like they really knew every detail of everything. Okay. So after, dead serious, right? Morgan showed up at the shop and helped clean up and wrap Kevin's body in a tarp. And then 4 days later, Steve went out to a wooded area without her and buried Kevin. And they even were texting then, like, did you find a spot yet? Yes, I'm digging
Oh
it.
my God.
I mean, So crazy, right? So detectives show Morgan the text conversations and tell her, like, basically, like, we got you, boo. Where
Yeah.
is the body? And she tells them exactly where it was, in a wooded area behind a new development. So Morgan is really spilling it, but at the same time, she's trying to spin it like, listen, I didn't think the poison Snapple was like a
Gonna
real
work.
thing. It was
Yeah.
really going to kill him. It was a joke. It was the shovel that killed him. And Steve did that all on his own. And I wasn't there when he buried the body, so that's not me either. Well, they inform her, like, it kind of is you because
It
Steve killed
actually is
Kevin
you.
and
Period.
you knew it and you didn't call us. See, that is bad. Okay. you know? So they arrest her after her interrogation, and detective says in an interview that when they were booking her, she started smirking and flirting with him.
Oh,
She's
she's
she's that
so,
girl.
oh,
Twisted,
she's real
okay?
twisted.
Twisted sister. Okay. Well, Steve, you remember he's got the bolo out. He made it as far as Denver when they caught up with him and
And where
brought
was
him
this
in.
at? Oh, Philadelphia. So he got pretty far,
Yes. He got
or
pretty
like
far, yeah.
somewhere. Right.
Yeah. He confessed,
They
and when
always
he
get caught in Colorado. There was
you
another
think?
one that got caught in
Well,
Colorado too.
all those mountain roads, a lot of road closures, not a lot of options. There's a lot of mountains you got to go around.
Yeah.
Everything is like 3 hours away from things in Colorado, so I can sort of see that.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Note to self: next time we're on the run,
Mhm.
avoid
Don't
Colorado.
don't go to Colorado. I
Yeah.
like
Okay.
Arizona. I
Yeah.
feel like there's just like,
Long, flat stretches.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Well, so Steve confessed, and when he did, he cried. He cried a lot.
I can
And
imagine.
he said it was not a joke. She said she would be with me forever if I killed him. And after hearing both, sides and Morgan's version of events versus, Steve's, the DA felt Steve was the more truthful one and offered him a plea to testify against Morgan
Okay.
and charge her with premeditated murder. Now, Kevin's family, I mean, that's, girl, what a tangled web we weave, right?
Mm-hmm.
You tried to put it on him. So yeah, he putting it back
Because
on you.
she's the mastermind. So I think the
She is,
police
yes.
did
And
the right thing.
I think so too. And Kevin's family was okay with it as well. They were disgusted when, they learned positively that it had been Morgan texting them the whole time
Yeah.
and that she had tried to pin that on Steve too. But, pings show like her and Kevin's phone were in the same place when the texts were made.
Right.
That
I was thinking that's
like it
easy to
was,
find out.
yeah. So that was her. Now, before she went to trial, knowing that Steve was going to testify at her trial, she tried to pull a last-ditch manipulation. She wrote Steve a letter in jail and told him that she had given birth to his twins.
Stop it.
So he had to
Wait, he
testify
was
that he was
wait.
responsible. He was getting a plea deal, but the plea deal was in exchange for his testimony against her, right?
Yeah.
So usually how it works is like, so they have to fulfill like their part of the agreement, and then they are sentenced after they fulfill their obligation for
Okay.
the deal, right?
Right.
So they're both in separate jails. She writes him a letter and
Mm-hmm.
says, I'm pregnant with your twins. And so you have to testify that you were responsible for everything at my trial so that I can get out and raise them. Oh
Holy
my
shit.
God. Okay. So, of course, it was all a lie. There were no twins. She
Okay.
just don't quit. Okay.
Does he
So,
believe
in
this
early
shit?
2000,
He doesn't, right?
no, I don't think so.
Okay, good.
I don't think so. Or at least hopefully he told someone who verified
Mm-hmm.
for, him, right? Okay. So in early 2012, Morgan goes to trial, but it didn't last long because a police officer on the stand said something that was declared hearsay, and it was ruled a mistrial.
Oh God.
Oy, so annoying. Okay.
Yeah.
But she was tried again later that year. But this time, before Steve was scheduled to testify, Morgan changed her plea to guilty
Mm.
and received life without parole.
Okay. So what does that do to
Kevin's
Steve
dad's,
or Kevin? No, Kevin's the one
well,
that what does that do to Steve?
what does
Now
that
he's
do to
not.
Steve? I think Steve didn't get as light of a sentence. I'll
Yeah.
tell you what it was in a second, as he would have if he would have been given the opportunity. So maybe that's why she did it.
Yeah, that's why she did
Mean
it.
old bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she was going to get life either way, right? Okay.
Yes.
So Kevin's dad spoke at Morgan's sentencing. He said, quote, "How dare you force us to accept the horrendous burden of having to bury our child before ourselves. Today, you will receive the maximum justice that our law allows for taking my son Kevin's life. But my faith tells me, and I am comforted in knowing that the real justice for what you have done will come in the afterlife. May you rot in hell for eternity." That must
Yeah.
have been very cathartic for him, I
Mm-hmm.
imagine. Yeah. Steve was sentenced to 40 to 60 years with parole. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean,
So
that's
he'll be up for parole in 40 years. He'll be
okay.
61. Oh, like 61,
Something.
62.
He'll probably get it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Okay.
because he's
So
going to be
try
sorry
to
for what he did.
he's gonna be
And
sorry. Yeah, and he'll say that. So, I mean, eat healthy so you can have, a
a
good
lot
10,
more
20
years.
on the
Yeah,
outside.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Okay. Morgan will likely spend the rest of her life at Muncie Prison in Pennsylvania.
Mhm.
I looked up her latest mugshot and
Mhm.
she
How
is
is it?
not smiling. She's not smiling anymore. It's not
It's
flirty.
not funny.
Okay.
And how does it's the
No.
age kicking in?
Well, no, she was flirty before when
Right.
they were booking her. Yeah, no. She doesn't have that going on. She looks very serial. And so does Steve. He is at Pine Grove Prison and is currently 34 years old, and he looks all grown up now. Kevin's family raised the children who are now all grown and look as if they did an amazing job based on my interweb sleuthing. So I wish them all well. Sorry they lost Kevin and grateful they
God.
did get some justice
I know. That's so
in the end.
sad, man.
It is sad
God.
and so senseless and stupid.
I too bad he didn't divorce her ass earlier.
When she cheated the first time, right?
I
I know.
know.
But listen, you have got to warn your children about manipulative lovers. Okay?
Yeah, either way,
Don't be
male or female.
hypnotized by the loving, male or
Seriously.
female. You have got to say it can cloud getting it can cloud your brain.
Totally.
Don't be killing for anyone. Don't be doing anything shady for anyone.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Mhm. There's
All
plenty of fish
right.
in the sea. Go on
Yeah.
plenty of fish. Find one.
Go on plenty of fish.
Yeah.
True. Although I think those dating sites, it's hard, but people find love. So I think if you haven't found it
I love.
yet, just
Yeah.
keep at it,
Keep looking.
keep a looking. All right. Well, thank you for that, Gretchy Poo. I'm excited to see you in 2 days and get our prices right on. What'd you say?
I said, "Oh my God, I have so much to do."
Oh, girl, I have so much to do.
Yeah. And get
You
these
have
kids
so
off
much
to
to
school.
do.
Uh-huh.
At least you're gonna be home. I have to get my booty on a plane and I have a lot to do too.
Yeah, it's
So
crazy.
we'll
Yeah.
figure it out. All right. So I think that's it. Have a wonderful week, everybody. Check us out on Thursday on our bonus. If not, I will be on the mic on Monday. If you haven't left us a review, go do so. We also have Housewives of True Crime group on Facebook that we're active in. Check us out on YouTube, Housewives of True Crime. You can see our faces. And if you like watching, instead of listening, you can listen, watch, whatever you guys do. So if you're watching on YouTube, hello. And I think that's it. Clankety clink.
Clink, clink.